Hi, my name's Christine Olsen, and for the Ethogram project, I just do the Southern Sea Otter. It's located in the Georgia Aquarium, and I observed the sea otter from July 15th through July 17th. I chose to do a focal sampling, so I observed one sea otter throughout the observation period. I chose this because it allowed me to make closer observations of one individual and consistently observe its behavior, which felt like it's a lot easier for me, in my opinion, to make sure that I'm not missing anything that they were doing. Um, and then for the behaviors I recorded, I looked at grooming, playing, resting, locomotion, foraging, aggression, out of sight, and other. Each behavior had clear definitions that I decided before I began collecting data just to make sure that my observations stayed consistent. As you can see, I listed the specific definitions. And then to analyze my results, I calculated the percentage of time that the otter spent performing each behavior during each of the three observation periods. My graph shows that the average behavior across the three observations, and then it also shows error bars, which is the standard deviation and the variation between the observation periods. The behavior that was the most often was locomotion, followed by playing and resting. Foraging, aggression, and being out of sight occurred a lot less frequently. And for my statistical test, I chose to do an ANOVA to compare the percentages of time spent in each behavior. This produced an F value of 33 and a P value of less than 0.001, which indicate that there is a statistically significant difference in how much time the sea otter spent performing these different behaviors. And then interpreting the behavior and from like a biological perspective, the high amount of locomotion shows that sea otters spend a lot of their time performing energy demanding activities like swimming and moving in their habitat. And even though this behavior requires a lot of energy, resting was also common, which helps the otters conserve energy, and help support their high metabolic demands, which we've learned about in a previous unit. Um, and then there's a lot of lower levels of foraging and aggression, which shows that food resources were most likely readily available through scheduled feedings given by the workers in the aquarium, so they didn't have to spend as much time or energy searching for food or competing with other animals as they might in the wild. But overall, this project showed how sea otters reflect a balance between having to use energy and also conserve energy so that they can meet their high metabolic demands.